Okay, let's get rid of this conspiracy nonsense crap that people keep blowing out their backside like they're a goose. I don't know if you know about a goose, but they love to squirt things out their backside like a machine gun. Here's what happened, okay? This happened last week. I can't remember the exact day. Had no idea this was going to happen. A buddy of mine that I've known for 20 years said, you want to borrow my Sony A9 camera? I was like, yeah, I actually would. Like, you don't like Sony? I was like, yeah, generally I don't, but I'd actually like to honestly test the camera. I was like, I don't have a lens. So you could borrow this 24-70 G Master. So I took the camera home. I only had it for a couple days. I had to return it. And, of course, everybody thinks, and I told people now for well over a year, I said, I don't hate Sony. I hate a lot of the things that they do, but I don't genuinely, fundamentally hate Sony. So I thought, this is a perfect opportunity to put this crap to rest. So the camera will either fail, or rather fall on its own sword, or, it'll perform. I promised a fair review of the A9, and that's exactly what the hell I did. Exactly. So I posted all these videos. It didn't overheat. And Jason saw that, and Sony saw that too. Jason works for Sony. Big deal. So what? It's a job. He contacted me. He said, what's your email? So I gave him my email. He says, I'm not too far away in West Virginia. Let's drop by and, have a talk. That's fine. We had a rivalry. Everybody knows that. I mean, big freaking deal. So everything I said about the A9 was accurate. So now everybody thinks that I've ooh, he's secretly been bought out by Sony. Sony is not giving me a dime. I've gotten no free gear from Sony. I don't even own a Sony. I told everybody when I made those damn videos that I'm borrowing the A9. Borrowing the A9. I've already got, 13 cameras? I don't need another camera, for Christ's sakes. I told Jason in the video, I said, this camera rocks for autofocus tracking. It's even better than the D5, which is the damn truth. That's a hardcore fact. Hardcore freaking fact. Like it, don't like it, Anybody thinks that I'm bought out by anybody, you're absolutely insane. Do you really think that a fat, bald, tattooed dude has any connection to any camera company like Nikon or Fuji or Sony? I mean, are you freaking kidding me? Nobody's giving me free gear. Or even discounts on gear, much less Sony. He's like, oh, all of a sudden, the guy that's been attacking Sony all this time, he makes a fair review of the Sony A9. You think, Sony's like, oh, God, we better latch onto this. Are you kidding me? Dude, all this conspiracy talk BS. Oh, my God, I couldn't believe it. There's all this, ooh, I kept hearing and seeing in these comments, people like, oh, look at everybody commenting. They're saying stuff like, oh, there must be something afoot between Ken and Sony. He's like, all of a sudden he's praising me. I fairly judged that camera. I have absolutely no retraction to make on the statements. I said the camera was actually, I thought it was a bad value. I thought it was overpriced. I said it had awesome autofocus tracking. I didn't like the mechanical shutter or that it was laggy. But everything that was right about the camera, I accurately reported on. I also said that it didn't overheat. And then I pushed it. That is all accurate. 100 freaking %. I borrowed the camera. Sony has not given me anything. If you think they have, you are smoking something absolutely illegal, smuggled across the border by drug cartels. You're smoking something like that, so. I can't stand this conspiracy, flat earth, a tinfoil hat. Ooh, God, he's been bought out by Sony. I know it. Give me a break with that nonsense, will you, for God's sakes?